Hello, I'm Jim Prince from Fixed Risk Known Cost. Today we're going to take a look at the E-mini S&P 500. Here I have a daily chart, but I want to start with the monthly chart. We'll kind of work our way down, do a little top-down analysis. So let's move to the monthly chart. We'll chat about it very quickly. All right, as you can see here, and of course, if you follow the S&P at all, you know that it's been in an incredible rally. You can really look back here to these lows from 2009, but that's a long way back. Let's just talk right here, right now, what's going on. You see the market's kind of pinned between these levels here, but we've had successive green candles. We haven't covered a ton of ground, but we do have an uptrending market. In fact, you can see here how my cycle studies put in a low and is now bouncing and moving higher. Momentum is green. It's a little bit weak, but it's starting to flatten out a bit. If the market does push higher here, this will angle up as well. Then we will have all systems go to the upside here, basis that monthly chart. So that's really all the time I want to spend here at the moment on the monthly. We'll look at these areas I have marked off here on the smaller time frames, and we'll be able to look at those areas under a microscope, so to speak. All right, this is the weekly chart. You can see here, cycle study has kind of hooked up here after not quite putting in a true cycle low. I don't count this as a cycle bottom until it actually closes below the 50 level, and you can see it did not happen. This low right here was 58 and change. So not a true cycle low, but energy is to the upside. Same here with momentum. We are not positive yet, but momentum is growing to the upside here on the weekly chart. You can see price action. We do have resistance here of the upper Keltner channel line. You can see how the Keltner channels really widened out here through this area here, and the market is now coming up to test that resistance of that upper Keltner channel, and that area is roughly the 2782 area. You see where the market's currently trading 2766.50. So that is a resistance zone. We're going to look at that here a little closer on the daily chart. So let's move down. Now, keep in mind, we've looked at the monthly and weekly. We see we have some energy to the upside here in this specific market. All right, here's the daily chart of the E-mini S&P 500. This is the September contract, full-blown energy to the upside here, angled up. The energy, the juice in the market, if you will, is increasing to the upside. The strength in the market increasing to the upside. Now, we're on the verge here of going positive here on my momentum indicator, but I also look at the angle of the line, and it's showing strength or increasing energy to the upside. Now, that said, you look here on the chart. I'm going to hide that number, but keep that in mind, roughly 2790 here. And you can see there is quite an area here on this chart that the market can move to. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that off really from the high of today. We'll just come right up here using my ellipse tool. That just gives me a clear visual of an area that can be filled in. In other words, because the energy is to the upside, the next level of resistance comes really right in here where that yellow dashed line is the bottom of this entire resistance zone, which I have marked off. So that reads roughly from 2790 right up to about 2813-ish, right in that ballpark. So if the market gets up above the lower portion or that dashed line, we're going to look for a possible fill in of that zone. But first and foremost is this zone right here. So, we're talking here, the high of this current bar is 2767. By the way, this is Sunday night. It is about 4:40 in the afternoon. So again, we have 2767 on a high here tonight, and again, that's roughly 2790. So that gives you an idea here what can possibly happen here this week. So let's now go down to the 4-hour chart. All right, you see these other zones I have marked on here. This is a key support zone right down here. It's a little bit difficult to see, but there are a lot of wicks in here, and the market obviously did break out of this area here on July 6th and just continued to rally here. So what I would watch for here, if we get any sort of pullbacks, I would look for a potential buying opportunity because the energy is to the upside. Now, 4 hours, per bar, that's going to take a while to unfold. So let's go down to the 60-minute. And here we have kind of a bit of a wedge pattern that has developed in this time frame. I'm going to go ahead and just mark this off here, give you a ballpark visual. If I draw it using, across the high here and that low, you can kind of get an idea. That is a bullish chart pattern. The market is pulling back a bit as far as strength in this move. So again, I would look for retracements, and let's get this out of the way. There, we'll just change color of that, and I'm going to grab my Fibonacci tool. I'm going to measure from this low here up to this current high, and you can see that 50% retracement of that move comes in right at the top edge of that zone that I have marked off here. So if we can get a retracement even back to the 382 level, those would provide ideal buying opportunities. Look for some sort of retracement and then a move or a continuation move here. I'm not a big fan of buying breakouts of triangle or pennants or wedges, if you will. I want to see retracements, and that's really what I'll be watching for. Let's go down to the 20-minute chart. And I think this gives even a slightly better view. So right here is the bottom of that ellipse, right at the very top of your screen. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab the rectangle tool, and let's just kind of box this area off. You can see we really almost have a bull flag. It's getting a little extended here, but if we can pull back into this level or deeper, of course, ideally down into here, that would provide us a better opportunity. So here's something to keep in mind within this time frame and why I am going to watch for a potential pullback. I can see from high to higher high, and I come down here to my momentum indicator. Look at that, from high to, well, the next high will be right in there. Not the straightest line, but I think you get the idea. The angle of the line is most important. So this one's down, this is up, this is up right through here, and from high to lower high. So the energy in the market is fading a bit. The juice is turning. The strength in the market is actually moving to the downside within this 20-minute time frame. So first and foremost, look for a retracement back to this zone, and then below that, if we are fortunate enough to see a retracement back here, that's where I would kind of consider looking for a buying opportunity if we get that opportunity. So there are a couple things to think about for the week ahead here in July. In the summertime, of course, things can be a little more volatile because of the lack of participants. So keep that in mind if you do place any trades. All right, that's going to do it for this week. I'm Jim Prince. God bless. We'll see you again next time.